Hey everyone, welcome to Ready a Resource. This is a brand new Star Wars Unlimited channel where we'll be doing podcasting, gameplay, spoilers, anything Star Wars Unlimited related. My name's Connor. I'm here with Noah and Donovan. Say hi, guys.
Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Noah.
So today we're going to be doing a podcast. And quick side note, this is not going to be our usual setup moving forward. Usually we would have face cams and the audio quality would be a little bit better, but we just wanted to get out some quick thoughts before it gets too far away about the recent Star City Games Richmond 4K event, especially because Noah here actually top 16 the event. So today we'll keep it kind of short. We'll just go through our matchups and our thoughts about the event, and we will start with Donovan.
Yeah. All right. So, reason being why we're starting with me, I stayed the least amount of time there. So I'll just go through my matchups to make it nice and simple. So my first match was against Sabine Red. I was playing Palpatine Blue. So you could probably already guess how that went. Ended up going 0-2. I pretty much got smoked both rounds, so wasn't feeling too great when I sat down, so really wasn't surprised, but it is what it is. Then I played Sabine Yellow in the second round, so I was also like, okay, here we go. I went 0-2 in that as well, and then my third round was Leia Red, so played a lot of aggro. Not great for the control matchup whatsoever, but I still had a lot of fun. It was my first tournament I've ever been to.
Yeah, what did you think? That was your first big event.
Yeah, it was really cool. Probably like the amount of crowd that I actually would have thought, not just for Star Wars, but like the entire building.
Yeah, there's 130 people in this particular event.
Just for Star Wars, and there were plenty of other games going on, a lot of Magic stuff and Lorcana, but yeah, it was really fun. It was really cool. It was really cool to see familiar faces, that I haven't seen or that I have seen at local TCGs.
Yeah, seeing some of the local guys was real cool throughout the day to be like, oh, hey, there's our buddy.
Yeah. Actually, another person that we know from our local store, Addison, he also made top 16.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Shout out Waterloo Games in Mechanicsville.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had some representation in top 16 there, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it for me. What about Connor?
So what about you, Connor? So this was your first time competing in a Star Wars Unlimited event at an SCG or something bigger, but this is not your first SCG. So did you notice any contrast between that?
It's my first SCG event since probably 2019, where I played an open, playing Tron and Modern, and then I played with you in 2018 in Baltimore, also playing Modern. It's definitely less people, and because it's basically a standard set you're playing, so it's you really get a better snapshot of the meta just from walking around seeing what people are playing, so that was kind of interesting. But yeah, I went with Boba Yellow, the double cunning Boba. I was actually playing Thork's list. If you know Thork is popular Star Wars Unlimited creator right now. And I ended up going 3-4. Round 1, I played against Leia Red. The matchup felt really good. Just having waylays and bounce effects felt really good. I just kind of raced them. I don't think we had... There was damage on units maybe twice the entire time. So just got there racing. The Boba turn with 5 resources was just kind of a blowout turn every time. Round 2, I played against Boba Green, which is typically not thought to be a good matchup for Boba Yellow. I just had some timely change of hearts in the late game for Fire Spray and played around Steadfast Battalion really well to not get my Boba blown out. So I lost 1, so we ended up going to game 3 on that one, but ended up getting there. And then round 3, I played against Luke Green. I was actually playing against Philip Ritchie, who placed third place in the Kissimmee? I think it's called
Kissimmee,
Florida 5K, and I lost handily to him.
Very nice guy, though.
Yeah,
very nice.
Shout out Philip. He's awesome.
Phil's a super nice guy. He was nice to talk to towards the end of the event as well. He checked on us multiple times. It's interesting, though, because online testing a lot with Boba Yellow recently, I think I played against Luke Green, and I'm pretty sure it's his list. He's the kind of the mainstream list at this point. And I've had no trouble with it. I think it really just speaks to how good of a pilot he really is with that deck. Just putting me in such awkward spots a lot, just taking initiative at weird times and knowing when to play something with Sentinel, or, he's just pivoting from, Fleet Lieutenant Race Me or Lockdown with Obi-Wan and Bright Hope, just having the right answers at the right time. He really played that really well. At that point I was 2-1, and then I played against Pout Blue. It's a very similar list, at least to what I understand Donovan was playing. I lost both of those games, but had him close both times. Round one, I had to soak a lot of attacks into, is it the Emperor's Royal Guards?
Yeah, the Sentinels.
Yeah, those are a beating when you're playing kind of a tempo aggro deck when he has multiples.
The Yularen into Royal Guard is a great into turn 3 play.
Yeah, that felt like a beating to try to slog through. And then round two, I played a Bodhi Rook, or game two, I should say. I played a Bodhi Rook, and I just saw Vanquish, Power of the Dark Side, Overwhelming Barrage. It doesn't. I can take one of them, but I can't take them all. So just kind of had inevitability there. So I ended up losing that one. Round five, I played against Sabine Yellow. It was the first time I'd actually seen a Sabine Yellow list. And I lost in 3, and just learning what the deck had to offer, like Millennium Falcon, was out of left field for me just because I'm not used to seeing that. Spark of the Rebellion to take things from my hand was really good. Bamboozle to tap my things when I'm thinking that I'm the tempo deck was really good against me. And then round 6, I played Sabine Yellow again. This time, having the knowledge of what's in the deck, I won that game, or won both of those games. So that was nice. And then round 7, I played against Boba Green again, and this time I lost handily in 2. I was kind of playing an odd build at Boba Green. Had multiple traitorous reinforcement walkers. It kind of just had more of a top end to it. And just having timely Bosks to take out my ground threats and stealing my 7th fleets were really good. I just couldn't get through it. I ended up going 3 and 4. My overall thoughts about the deck that I was playing: the Frontier ATRT, which is a 4-drop 3/5. If you control another vehicle, it has Ambush. To me, that felt like it was consistently my worst card. It never really did what I wanted it to do or needed it to do. So I ended up resourcing that a lot. And the Gamorrean guards I had in the sideboard, I really think should have been main. Almost every matchup, I sided them out and switched them for the Gamorrean guards. Especially with Sabine, it would have been nice to have had that game 1 against that first round 5. It maybe would have kept me in the money there. Also, the Mining Guild TIE Fighters really underperformed for me. I know they're good with the ATRTs because it's another vehicle that you have to do the ambush. And it's good in the matchups that tend to go a little longer, like against Palp, where you can, get that card advantage with them, and they're kind of inconspicuous. People don't remove them, I think, as well as they should sometimes.
Being a 1/2, it's kind of hard to justify, I'm going to, use resources to get rid of this.
Right. And plus, it's a surprise strike target. It can come through for a lot of damage.
That's true.
But the thing I was running into a lot, and why I think I'm going to take them out of the deck moving forward, is the matchups where I want that card to be the best, where I want it to shine in control mirrors. People are playing things like Infernal 4, and Infernal 4 does not match up well against a Mining Guild.
Yeah.
So, and plus they want it to die anyway. It's just I was just running headfirst into that every time. It felt like I just started with one less card every turn. It was not good.
Great card.
So those would be my 2 switches to the deck that I would make, and then yeah, that's pretty much my tournament experience. And then Noah actually made top 16. Noah, what were you playing?
So
And what were your matchups?
I was playing Sabine Green, a pretty stock list. I think it's just KOTD's, top list right now. The older one with the Echo Base.
K-Top.
K-Top, sorry. I know. So, yeah, I tend to gravitate more towards aggro strategies. I really like to, just be able to turn things sideways and then have people kind of answer and respond to what I'm doing. That was a real fun pickup of getting Sabine. So my first round was against Green Krennic, and we were joking right before the tournament started. I was like, well, hey, hopefully I don't have my worst matchup, first things first. And we all named Krennic, and then what do you know, roll up and it's Krennic. So I went 1-2 in that one. He won game 1, I won game 2, he won game 3, and that one really did feel like it came down to who was able to get their threats online first, and it's a different game if I'm able to play the turn 2 Sabine Explosive Artist into Fleet Lieutenant and immediately hit for 5 versus him being able to get Krennic online and then kind of trade with my units if he's able to do stuff.
Do you remember his name?
I believe it was Eric.
Eric? So Eric's friend, those two labbed that deck together, and his friend actually made top 16 with that same Krennic list. It's kind of a weird build of Krennic because it's usually it's kind of what do they call it? They're calling it soft control now.
Yeah.
So no steadfast, no ECL. They're paying 6 for vigilance. The Krennic is kind of all over the place right now. It seems like people can't really decide what they want to do with it. So yeah, it was an interesting build, which is honestly a little bit better for him against Sabine because I feel like you can kind of get under Krennic if they're not playing vigilance and kind of the harder control.
That was the first time, though, that I felt the real matchup of Childson, though, where if he's able to play that card and make it a 5/5, that turn 4 is really rough then if you're not already in the air and kind of doing that arena dodge. So, yeah, I definitely hear what you're saying. But
shout out Eric, though. He was a really nice guy. I talked to him after the tournament.
Yeah, he told me that he went to 2 pre-releases and didn't get one of the Spark of the Rebellion plastic tokens, so I ended up giving him,
nice.
I bought some good karma in round 1. I was like, hey, I got my butt beat, but, this guy missed out. So match 2 was against a blue-green Vader, and I believe it was, I think I won that die roll, and I mean, that's a lot of what being able to play Sabine is how good is your luck. I mean, that's what it felt like it came down to a lot, because being able to go first in these games, you just can kind of get under him. It's the same thing. They're playing a slower control game, so yeah, you can vanquish, a K2 or a Steadfast after it's already kind of done its thing with ECL, but the game plan is just kind of get under him, and was able to do that. Then I played a red Churret, went 2-1 in that one. It definitely felt more of a race. I didn't realize how big Churret could get, so quickly. So learned that one. I don't know the name of the card, but it's a 4 resource card that allows you to put a shield token on a Force unit and give it some upgrades.
Is it the Force is with me?
Yes. So that mixed with some lightsabers and some electro stabs here and there, it got a little scary, but turns out. For a cause I believe in is a pretty good card, especially when you draw a couple of them. So that was a lot of finishers that I would have with this, where it was either double 4 cause or K2 and 4 cause.
You won that one?
Yeah.
Chirrut.
Yep, I won the Chirrut one. I played against another blue Vader, where they're using Vader as the leader. And that one, since I felt more comfortable in the matchup playing that earlier in the tournament, that one was. It felt like the plan was a little bit more cohesive and a little less all over the place, as opposed to the first time I played it. And then round 5, I played against the Mono Blue Iden, and that was piloted by Jordan. You guys might know him as Saucy, and he beat the brakes off me, if I'm being honest. Like, vigilance on turn 4, being able to kill a threat, gain 5 life, and then do that multiple times. It's definitely
really
a hard
matchup
matchup
against the.
That's kind of the nightmare matchup, because you also got to think too. Every time they're killing one of my things, they're also gaining 1, and so the Sabine ping is not in my favor at that point. I mean, unless I'm getting them real close, like you got to be careful with it.
But that's what he came there to do.
Oh yeah, so, 100%.
And he's got a great interview that he did with K Todd talking about the deck, which was super cool.
Yeah. So definitely go check that out too. Then I played against Green Han and O2'd that. They just felt a little slow. I mean, Han does. or 2-0. Sorry,
Yep.
yes, 2-0. They just felt a little slow to be able to interact with Sabine profitably. That was kind of my main takeaway. Hans, the unit card is still always a scary one. The 6/6, essentially kill your thing before you can deal damage to me. You got to be careful with that one.
Yeah, people have been performing really well with Han recently, and it kind of surprises me a little bit because there's so much aggro running around.
Yeah.
Because it is a mid-range deck, but it's a very big mid-range deck. So it has big payoff turns that everything is very high costed. You can't do multiple things a turn a lot of the time, so it's really easy to get under them. But I guess we'll see where it goes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because this, well, other than playing Magic for like the past only 2 years, this is like one of the first big TCGs I've played. But it's almost like there's a rotation of what is everybody playing at this moment. Like, I feel like the game started with control, and then it moved to aggro, and then now it's kind of taken that mid-range.
It's just the nature of metagaming.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So,
And I think that's why Jordan did so well this week or that weekend, because he essentially looked at the field, went, "There's probably going to be, Sabine's a cheap deck. There's probably going to be a lot of them. Yeah, I'm okay with losing some of equity in XYZ matchup, but he was there to feast, and he did."
Yep.
And then, so after the Han, I played the mirror match, Green Sabine, and 2-0'd that one as well. I think I just had the better draw, to be honest. And then
That's what I hear a lot.
Yeah, my cards just lined up a little bit better here and there. Was able to do some arena dodging with early A-wings in game 1 into red 3, which getting that +4 riot attack with the A-wing is very strong. So that felt good. And then we had a red Vader, and that was the previous match to be able to get into top 6.
Green Vader.
No, it was a red Vader.
double red?
Oh yes,
Vader,
sorry, Green Vader.
Vader.
Okay, that was the whole conversation that we were having earlier. My bad.
I was like, what? You played a...
No. It's Green Vader, right? And same thing. They were just a little too slow to the draw, I feel. And then because I had really good breakers, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. There towards the end, I was able to make top 16 just by the skin of my teeth.
Yeah.
I was 16th place, but real happy about that. We got all of our pictures in, did all the fun stuff, and then I sat down against my opponent, and what do you know? It's Jordan again. And so I gave him a big smile, told him, "Have fun, bro," and he did the Iden thing. But I will say, in game 1, I fought through, I think it was 3 vigilance. So
Yeah, you went to game 3, didn't you?
I know, and so I was trying real hard. I felt like I learned some important things from the first time that we played the matchup. I was real close, but yeah, he played real well, and well deserved with the deck pick, I feel, too.
Cool. So, thoughts about the tournaments overall? Everyone have fun?
Yeah, I had a great time. We have a bunch of others planned. So
Yep.
we got, I believe, Baltimore in July. And this is all SCG Con, unless there's any other ones that sprinkle our way.
Say Sunday Showdown this Sunday, correct?
Yeah, next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday, the 26th, at Waterloo. So that'll be really fun. We're also planning to go down to North Carolina for one at the beginning of June. Baltimore SCG Con is in July. And then I believe...
Maybe even Tampa.
Yeah.
Right before...
That'd be fun.
Right before some good stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so we got a lot lined up.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'll say this. So after playing Sabine Green, I really enjoyed it, but since then, and since I've seen people, kind of pick up Jordan's list and a little bit more slower stuff, again, it's a little, less get in your face. I've been really enjoying the Cassian deck. That has been a lot of fun.
I don't know if you saw. I think I don't think there was. I think it won
A 1K.
It won a 1K.
Yeah.
And also, there was a Boba Yellow list that won a 1K.
Yep.
I think his name is Bobby Sapphire.
Oh, nice.
I think in that top 8 or top 16 there was another Cassian deck that was doing really well there.
Both yellow, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was a 60-person tournament, so I think it's definitely a little underexplored.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I think with set 2, I mean, I'm always hopeful for, my beater plans, but this one just feels like it's got that good value engine attached to it with being able to draw. And
We love Value Town.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, from all of the spoilers that we've seen so far, I think all of the colors are getting a lot of love.
Yeah.
Blue especially. I really like the blue spoilers a lot.
Yellow and red have got me this time. I can't lie. The smuggle looks cool, but just,
It's going to be hard to get my head wrapped around that, to
That's
be
fair.
honest.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's just so much happening.
I haven't fully took a deep dive into understanding bounty and smuggle yet.
Yeah.
But that'll come.
Just wanted to do a little point out. Noah, Green Sabine won the 1K on Sunday at Richmond.
Oh, okay.
SCG Con. I was scrolling through here and I found it.
Yeah, I will say he's also running through Metal Ceremony. I was too. That was often a card that I would sideboard out and then just put in the
Rebel Assault?
no, because Rebel Assaults were main. It was, and he's running 3 Rebel Assaults, which I think is better than my list. It was the Rogue Sacrifice, I think is the card.
He's got that in the main as well.
Yep. So I think that's the way to go.
I guess we should say this is Rodney Hickman.
So,
On
this
the
is the
1K.
R2 list. So this is actually the mirror that I played, or this is closer to what the mirror looked like.
So I noticed when Thork was doing his breakdown on this event, when he brought up your list, he said it was kind of an old school build.
Yeah.
What is your thoughts on that? Is that what you would have, if you could do it over, would you run the same thing?
Honestly, so the only changes that I would make are I would keep the echo-based defenders in. I know that was the little bit of flack that I was getting where it felt like it's not an aggressively tilted card, but there are times that it just saves your skin, so I did like that. I think what I would do is honestly go down to no Metal Ceremony, 3 Heroic Sacrifice in the main, 1 Rebel Assault, and then probably... I don't know. Red 3 was underwhelming a lot, so maybe going on the higher end with Dodonna. I don't know. Maybe might be able to push through on some of the losses that I took, but I don't know if changing the deck that much, loses me equity in those ones that I was able to really get under people. So It's hard to say. I haven't played too much testing with Sabine after the 4K because I was a little burnt out on it. So definitely been playing other stuff, but I'm excited to get back to her in Season 2.
Yeah.
Nice. We good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Alrighty, well, that is going to be it for this episode. We're just going to keep it nice and short and sweet because we understand the audio might not be the absolute best, and we want to have some face cams have a little bit more of a personal feel to it.
Yeah, we can just call this episode 0.
Sure.
Kind of a starter to the channel. But yeah, next episode we should have camera set up and everything so you can see our faces, and
We'll have graphics as well,
Right.
describing what we're talking about. We'll be posting lists so you can see, every card and kind of every breakdown that we're talking about. So,
Nice. So we will see you all then in the next one.
bye-bye.